Alrighty, folks, we're back on the Mana Symbol channel playing some Modern, playing some Urza Lord High Artificer Thopter Sword combo. Yes, it's been a while. I saw a post on Reddit that was asking for who makes videos playing this deck, and the answer is not the person who's doing exceptionally well, or at least not as far as I could see, which is player something along the lines of GYYBYY. Not sure who they are. I should look them up on Twitter or other media. I hope they see this, and I hope they explain some of their thoughts behind the way this list is created. Having played enough Urza over the years, hopefully we'll be able to figure it out together as we go along. So this is a classic blue-white Thopter Sword Urza combo. We've got Esper Sentinel and Stoneforge Mystic. Stoneforge Mystic, of course, tutors up your one of Sword of the Meek. Thopter Foundry, Sword of the Meek, and Urza is a 3-card infinite mana, infinite Thopters, play every spell in your deck combo. And we actually have a card from the new set to play. What? Yes. Worldwalker Helm. So 2 and a blue are artifact. If you would create 1 or more artifact tokens, instead create those tokens plus an additional map token. Then it has 1 and a blue, create a token that's a copy of target artifact token you control. So obviously good with Saga tokens in that 1, it's going to make them super swole. Every time you create a token, you get an extra map token, which makes it bigger. It could be used to draw one of our 23 lands, of which many are utility lands. And then for 1 and a blue, you can make copies. So that's just a solid mid-range strategy that's going to overwhelm a lot of other decks in the format. Still got the 1 of Nettlecyst, still got the 1 of Kaldra Compleat, and Shadowspear. As well as a few other tutor targets for Urza Saga. We've got 1 Springleaf Drum, Relic, and Aether Spellbomb, Pithing Needle. And 4 of Portable Hole, not tutorable by Saga, just generally good in the format. The other thing with Worldwalker Helm is that with Thopter Sword, every time you create a Thopter token, you get an extra map token, which can help you draw towards Urza. So at the end of the turn, you make a bunch of Thopters, which come with a bunch of maps, and then you use those maps to dig towards your Urza, or your, that's assuming you already have the Thopter Foundry Sword of the Meek combination. Because this is, of course, sacrifice a non-token artifact. So you can't sacrifice maps to make Thopters. Then it would go infinite kind of on its own there. Infinite Thopters, not infinite mana. And then we got 2 of copies of One Ring, because if we're going to be playing cards like Talisman of Progress to accelerate us to 4 mana, why not play the, de facto best 4 mana generic card in the format? I don't know if there's too much else to say about this list. It looks a lot cleaner than maybe the last time I played this. Sideboard, a little confusing. Obviously, there's some cards that are popular now for certain matchups that maybe I'm not quite aware of. I understand that Stern Scolding is good against, Yawgmoth and any Grief decks and Solitude. Stone of Erech, of course, reasonable against anything that's supposed to be going in and out of the graveyard, and it's tutorable by Urza Saga. The Solitudes and the Supreme Verdicts, I would assume, are more for aggressive creature decks, although it's kind of hard to square that circle with what we're doing. But I'm sure we'll find a way. And off we go. Oh! Canada Man with the race sub. Thank you, friend. No. At some point, I need to redo my interface here, because the alert box seems to be broken. Okay, so we got turn 2 Saga with Metallic Rebuke up and enough lands to get that going. I'm going to keep this. It's not great. Double Urza is definitely not what you want to open on. And if we draw another one, we're definitely not going to be in a great place. So glad to see this pile is still relevant in Modern. I can't seem to remember if I created it or not. Spike definitely put it on the map. I remember this deck being one of many variations of Urza, potentially even during the Urza is completely busted in half days. And I don't know what part of blue-white Urza Sword Thopter deck, because like as soon as Stoneforge Mystic was unbanned, when Hogak was banned, which was post Modern Horizons 1. Yeah, this was a deck literally the minute that happened. So I can't speak to anyone being the original progenitor of this archetype, if that's fair. We're going to need double blue eventually for Urza, so let's go with Aether Spellbomb, and then of course I don't have to shock next turn if I want to bounce something that they have. We're against something funky over there. Street Wraith into Stalactite Stalker. This is going to grow every single turn as long as they have something go to the graveyard. So far, not this turn. Let's see what happened. I mean, Urza's not a busted card, right? And I say that because Urza costs 4 mana. And there's just a limit on how good you can be. No, but that's the thing, is Urza's not the busted card. It was the things that were enabling Urza that were like the actual broken cards, in my opinion. And we can go, I guess it's probably a semantic argument, I don't know, but I know what I'm trying to say, and I believe me. Like, Urza's powerful. Just like the One Ring is powerful, but I don't really refer to either of them as busted. I think they're interesting. Obviously the One Ring is less interesting than Urza, because it doesn't really have any building requirements other than other One Rings and or maybe some other ways to sacrifice it. So we're going to want our Stone of Erech out the sideboard here. Mr. Ray, also really happy to see you around, friend. I hope you're doing very well, and I hope that you're still having a good old brewing time. So opponent is playing Cling to Dust in their main deck, which could eventually get rid of our sword. It's pretty easy to play around unless you're in the most dire of dire straits. One Ring would have been improved so many ways. Only a copy of One Ring. Yeah, but I think there are better ways to hose it that actually make more sense in the rules. For example, like another line of text that says, you cannot sacrifice the One Ring. You may not play cards named the One Ring. So that once you have it in play, you are really, really stuck with it. That's my pitch. Which obviously is in many awkward ways. No, that's what I'm saying. Well, no, obviously flavor. I get that, but... This thing's kind of killing me, and the most mana efficient time for me to deal with it is right now. These constructs are going to be a huge pain in the ass. But we will be able to play Urza the next turn, and I guess I just need to stem the bleeding a little bit. No, it's not that it works worse in the rules, Daiko. I just don't like the direction that pushes the game of Magic the Gathering in. For example, I don't like the way the Godzilla cards and those kind of treatments pushed the game of Magic the Gathering. Which anyone can have any opinion on they want, but I'm just saying, like, I don't like the idea that you have these cards where in the name box it has a name that is not the card's name. Like, I don't like that. I don't like the secret lair treatments that make it very, very difficult to understand what the hell the card is. It's not that it works poorly in the rules, it's that it pushes Magic in a direction. Like, we have Vintage, and I think a lot of people will tell you that, like, Vintage is a whole thing because of the fact that it has a restricted list rather than a ban list, and that just affects gameplay in a lot of ways that are, yeah. Well, I feel like I'm definitely in trouble in game one here. They got off to a rip-roaring start. If this is an Asmo, I mean, I'm already in huge trouble, but even a Fatal Push is just basically going to kill me here. Like, I don't think we're going to be able to catch up. Because if I lose the Construct, I can't play the One Ring. At least I don't think I can. So they were seeing if they wanted to bolt here. They obviously elected not to. I'll chump while I'm given the opportunity to. I don't really think it's going to matter too much, but yeah. Land? Not a land. So what can I get? Anything that helps me here? No, not close to enough. All right. That's fine. 2 Urzas on the draw. Just got a little beat up there. So Stern Scolding on the play against what I assume is a Ragavan deck. These Solitudes seem good. Supreme Verdict seems okay. And Stone of Erech. Oh, no, hold on. Well, it's Graveyard Hate. It doesn't stop Oval Chase, but you can use it to stop Oval Chase, so. Okay, Portable Hole's okay, Aether Spellbomb fine, Needle fine, Relic fine, Shadowspear probably fine. Okay, so I don't know where I'm finding cuts here. I mean, Metallic Rebuke is obviously not great against the low to the ground discard deck. Not a huge fan of Kaldra Compleat, although I know that there's definitely times where it does its thing. So if that's the case, we probably cut some Stoneforges. Maybe an Urza. Or one of these Worldwalker Helms. Because Worldwalker Helm without any other synergy pieces is really medium. Okay, no idea if what I'm doing here is right in the way that I'm supposed to be doing it. That's why we're doing it. Getting back into the modern format in so many ways. Hey, look at this opening hand. This is gorgeous. Of course, immediately we have an opening hand where I wish I didn't cut my Kaldra Compleat, but like, there's only 2 Stoneforges in the deck right now, so I'm not going to feel too bad about it. I'm a big Kaldra Compleat cutter in both this deck and in Hammer Time. And I don't know. I just get burned by it so many times where it's like, okay, you're supposed to put it into your hand here, and then your creature dies, and it's like, oh, I'm never casting that thing ever. And then sometimes you do, and it's great, but sometimes you don't, and you lose with a card in your hand that you never can do anything with, so. Yeah, I definitely had a few good runs with Blue-White Thopter Sword Canada, man, so. I know that this deck has legs, and there is one human being who's consistently putting up results with it right now, so that's why I'm here, because there's definitely a desire for content on it, and I just love playing with Urza. I really do. I have been brewing, maybe Canada Man, and Mr. Rayab. Oh my god, you're both here. You're brilliant people. Yo, absolutely tear me up over my terrible idea of playing mono blue infinite turns Urza with Esoteric Duplicator Ugin's Nexus and 8 field effects and Boombox. Have at me. This is a terrible, terrible idea. I have successfully played mono blue Urza before, and I have no idea if any of the ideas that I put on paper there are... How does it work? So Ugin's Nexus plus Esoteric Duplicator. So if you have an instant speed way to sack Ugin's Nexus, you sacrifice it during your end step, and then Esoteric Duplicator triggers and says, hey, would you like to make a copy of the thing that you just sacrificed? You say yes. Your copy comes in at the next end step. So the Ugin's Nexus you had is out of play, which causes a trigger, which means you're going to get a new Ugin's Nexus and a new free turn. You get the new Ugin's Nexus at the next end step, which then you can... okay, this is... I see. You get the new Ugin's Nexus at the next end step, and then you can sacrifice it again. So all you need is 2 cards, Esoteric Duplicator and Ugin's Nexus, and then any way to sacrifice that Ugin's Nexus at instant speed. And then you need 2 additional mana. So one of the ways we can do it in Modern is the Core of Phyrexia's Core, whatever that card is called. Phyrexia's Core. But any instant speed way to sacrifice an artifact will work. So if you have... if you have Arcbound Ravager, that would work. Karn and Paradox Engine. Good sacrifice outlet is Throne of Geth. You put counters on an opposing chalice. Okay, yeah, that's potential. I kind of wanted to avoid playing Karn because it's just so... what's the right way to say it? I don't know if obvious is the right... Like, Karn pushes me in a direction that... of, like, having more mana. And there's so many other shells that do that better. So I had this one, which is playing Enigma Jewel Collector's Vault as a kind of core, although it probably shouldn't be, honestly. This is just where I was brewing in Pioneer. And then there was a mono blue duplicator deck I had, which was based on the affinity core of playing Springleaf Drum and Moonsnare Prototype, some 0 mana creatures, etc. Okay. Do they needle the right thing? How often do people see this deck? What are you needling? Meh. 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 If you'd like, I can upload the deck list to Stream Decker so you can look at them at your leisure. Oh, boy. Stoneforge. That's fine. Oh, they assumed that I had the... Yeah, that makes sense. This goes on human, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Oh, right. I just put this in harm's way where it's immediately going to get exiled. Oops. Urza plus engine is often infinite. No, I'm aware of that, and I've played that a few different times. That's why I'm not trying to accidentally build that deck again. Because I've done it enough times, and I'm not interested in doing that. Like, that's fine. I'm just trying to do something that is not that. And wow, whatever's going on in their hand is real suck, which is fine by me. I mean, I guess I'm just hanging out with this Solitude, and let's get an attack for 1, because they put themselves to 11. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's kind of where I figured this was going. Which is good, because then they didn't grab my Sword of the Meek, right? Yeah, you can get your book. Pew! Ooh, more life. Oh, they got more life too. Need Tolarian Academy to be legal and modern? I guess so. You know, they could dash a Ragavan now, which I... Insidious Roots. Oh, boy. Oval Chase. Yeah. All right, well, we got to find an out for this right quick. Yeah, that'll do. I mean, this at least slows them down. So now I can attack. They make one, but they can't make a second one or I exile their graveyard. So, and they don't have to block this. Like, they obviously have enough life total to be getting on with, but... Oh no, a single token. I'm doomed. You should make a second one. Oh, they did. Pew! Thanks, opponent. Oh, I should have left this untapped. Oh, it still grows the... Oh, because it left the graveyard because it got exiled. See, this is why you need to play... Oh, good, they didn't group block. This is why you have to go play matches of Modern. Sure, let's hold on to this. This is why you have to go... Sorry. If you're as smart as I am, you have to go play matches of Modern to learn how to fail. Inti Seneschal of the Sun. I'm so used to this having haste from different decks I've played against it in Pioneer. The fact that it doesn't is very strange to me. Okay, we've got a lot of really great draws in our deck. I would love to draw any of them. That would be my preference for this moment. So let's... Okay. Whir is absolutely legal in that format. Alex Beyersdorfer. If you'd prefer that. Oh man, they had another Oval Chase. Brutal. If there's another name or if that's fine, let me know because that is a lot. Okay. Well, many of our draws that we're looking for. Oh god. Inti plus discard outlets. Oh god. Whenever you may attack, you may discard a card. Oh, Jesus. Okay, we're in huge trouble. And I keep drawing lands. Well. Feeling slightly dead. I'm glad I was at like 24 at the beginning of this turn. Or at the beginning of the last turn. Seed of Hope. Mill 2 cards. You may put a permanent from among the milled cards. Okay. They got a cookbook. So now they get even more plants. Brutal. And more Inti triggers. Alex Beyersdorfer? Is that a specific reference to something, or... They're attacking with one plant. Okay. Okay. I got a Saga. Yes, I figured. My family's German on my dad's side, so I... Oh, Edmonton. Oh, man. Come on. All right, that's fine. You know what? Sometimes your deck just doesn't want to win. Ah! I mean, it looks like we're going to flood after that anyway, so... All right, for Canada Man and Mr. Rab and whoever's interested, these are the two Urza duplicator deck lists that I was working on so far for Modern. They're both pretty terrible conceptually, and they're trying to do mediocre / terrible things to our opponents. So, in the case of the mono blue list, where the name Grief may or may not have actually stuck in the final version that I uploaded there, Grief is referring to a strategy of griefing. In this case, the 8 lands that destroy your opponent's non-basics and make them search for basics, which I'm aware is like a well-known strategy in Modern, but then the idea is that you can abuse their first couple lands and then boombox them out of the game. I would like to search this turn and play a Shadowspear, and I'll leave my Esper Sentinel right where they are in terms of potentially blocking a Dash Ragavan. Against a Bloodstained Mire deck again. I thought we were out of the everyone's playing Bloodstained Mire in Modern era, but perhaps not. Yeah, Fomori Vault. Yeah, it's a really cool card. I don't know how good it is. It's certainly pretty good in this deck. And the specific reason is, and I was looking at this, is 1, you have enough artifacts to make it worthwhile, and 2, howdy there, Bokai, and 2, you're looking for a non-artifact card. Because these kind of decks usually have a really easy time finding artifacts. It's non-artifact cards, like, say, Urza, Lord High Artificer, that are more... Oh, that's not right. Yeah, okay. Tried that card in lands. It's not the worst card you've ever played. All right. I mean, that's a ringing endorsement, right? I would call that positive. Pew. For those who don't know this song, Smokin' by Boston, you've been missing out for your entire life. But that's okay, because right now you can fix that by being aware of the just that whole album by Boston. I want to say it's Prepare for Landing? No, that's not right. No, it's just called Boston. With one of the greatest album arts of all time. I think Prepare for Landing is by The Darkness. All right, so we're going to resolve Urza with a few artifacts in play, so that's always a good feeling. Can throw a Shadowspear on him. And I have a backup Urza. That's also good because there's a good chance that this first one's not going to make it, Jim. Oops. Urza, Lord High Artificer. Pew. They're heavily incentivized to kill my Urza already. Likely they have a black removal spell that doesn't care about its toughness. And also, I don't know how much 4 toughness matters. So let's just slap the Shadowspear on the construct. Just trying to spread out my value because, they're already as incentivized as you could possibly be to want to kill Urza. Urza must die, I'm sure, is their opinion. I feel like he's more effective as Urza Lord Sober Artificer. I've brought it up with HR. Listen, can we have a one-on-one here, Tycho? I understand that he has a problem, but he doesn't bring that into the office. And, well, HR is aware, and we're just... I'm not saying we're looking the other way. I would never say that about an employee for whom I'm responsible here. But until it comes into the office in any way, I really... I don't want to disrupt... You know when someone's spinning a bunch of plates, you know, and you think, oh, they should be wearing different shoes. Yeah, you might be right, but changing horses in the middle of the stream there, it's a rough go. Okay, so there's a Fatal Push. They have a polluted Delta, so they could have pushed my Urza. I'm assuming they have a reason they didn't. It's possible their other piece of removal is a Lightning Bolt, but then no, none of this makes sense to me. It's fine. The only thing that makes sense is they have a second removal spell and they're about to cast it. Hopefully it's not that... Okay, it's just a second Fatal Push. I was going to say, hopefully it's not that Molten Collapse, because that would also be able to kill my Portable Hull. They also have a Thoughtseize. I'm in huge trouble. Yeah, they have a Thoughtseize. I'm in huge trouble. Huh. I mean, I'm going to get a decently sized construct token, and I have a Fomori Vault. So, like, they just blew 2 Fatal Pushes. There's a reasonable chance they're, like, semi out of gas here. If they have a Bolt, that would suck right here. They do not. Okay. It's possible my best play is Needle Reflection of Kiki-Jiki. Or just grab Relic. Hey, Shauna. I think I got a Needle Reflection. Because that's going to become a problem pretty soon. I'm not worried about getting griefed. Not really worried about any of their graveyard stuff at the moment. Yeah. There is Worldwalker Helms in this deck list. Yes. Let's do this. Let's do this. No. Oh, triple Fatal Push? Goodness gracious. Okay, well. As with the previous match, our red-black based opponent is drawing out all of their red and black spells in the exact correct order for it to be maximally awful for us, which is how it goes. Again, we have a lot of great draws and then some really bad ones. So let's get one of the good ones, shall we? Hardcast Grief? No, a second Fable. Woof. I'm sure we will, Shauna. I'm just not... I got a lot of stuff going on a personal level that is varying levels of exciting and unpleasant. So at the moment, I just... yeah. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. So Fomori Vault currently digs me 3. That could be, thank you, healthy enough. Okay, yeah, every one is certainly healthy. That's fair. So play Stoneforge, equip Shadowspear, assuming that they don't find a removal spell. I get to gain life when they attack, and then put a Kaldra into play next turn, which I can Shadowspear up. I mean, if somehow the red-black deck has finally run out of removal, and they don't have a discard effect, this is a winning play. And I don't think Nettlecyst is good enough here. I moved a pan filled with water out the sink, and I got the mother of all cramps in your shoulder. Wow. Number of different tokens floating around the OTJ limited environment. Yeah, it's I mean, I love what they've done in Outlaws of Thunder Junction. Like, flashback is just allowed to appear as a word and get assigned to cards, even though it's not a set mechanic. Like, I'm a huge fan of everything that's going on in many respects with that set. So yeah, terminate. Okay, so, well, I guess I could draw the One Ring unless I literally die. I'm going to 1. 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I'm going to 1, which means I can't reasonably activate the One Ring. It's fine. The red-black deck drew all the red-black cards in the order they wanted them. It's basically the same sideboarding as last time. I guess I'll keep the Kaldra. Metallic Rebuke. Yeah, that should probably go out, right? Trying to counter stuff against the Thoughtseize deck is always kind of a... Drop Jum and Talisman? That makes sense. I haven't seen a single one of these talismans. Did not cut enough cards. Yeah, you're definitely right. I think Portable Hole is also medium. Yeah. Big Score as a set was kind of tailor-made for you. Well, that's an interesting question. I like the Big Score. That's not what I wanted. Collector's Cage seems cool. I liked Oltec Matterweaver until I realized it's triggering on creature spells to make gnomes. I mean, it's fine. Yeah. I mean, 1, 2, 3, these cards are all sweet. Legion Extruder is okay. Territory Forge is kind of wild. I watched Spike play with the GTA. It was better than I thought it would be. No idea how GYY, BYY wins challenges with these lists. I mean, that makes sense to me, Shauna. So the One Rings are a supplement to the number of Urzas. So basically, you're playing like 6 Urzas, and I assume that the limiting factor is like how many 4-drops do you want to play, and so Urzas are the primary 4-drop that you choose, and then the secondary 4-drop that you choose is the One Ring. We're going to lead on untapped land to have Stern Scolding here. So if they Grief or Ragavan, we're safe, because Relic does not work against most Grief pitching nonsense. Collector's Vault could be doable with Black-White, Goryo's, Asmo. Yeah, I feel like you really want to play it with the gem, the Enigma Jewel. I think I'm going to slow roll this Saga because I don't have a 4th land for Urza. I cut the drum, so I can't replace it with a mana source. Whatever they had on top, they liked it, they kept it. Hopefully that's not extremely bad news for me. Please do not go like Thoughtseize, then Grief Scam. So, I can't... If I had another white or blue source in my hand, I would let this resolve and portable hole it. But as it is, yeah. I'm just trying to think things out, Shauna, because I am trying to make every resource count. And you obviously always should. That's pretty much the way you should play Magic, but I'm just trying to think it out. Yeah, Dathi Voidwalker is a horrifying card. I was playing Prisontron the other day, and I had them locked out, and I just forgot that like Dathi Voidwalker-ing your Karn is so brutal, and like all the ways it can happen. Like my opponent in that case played very well. It wasn't like they just like derp accidentally Dathi Voidwalkered my Karn. Like they set up to do it in a way where I couldn't prevent it, even though I had a Walking Ballista in play. So. Like, they played it very well, but it's still super obnoxious. Yeah, Voidwalker is a really messed up Magic the Gathering card. Goodbye, Urza. I loved you. Yeah. Rhinos is definitely... I haven't run into Rhinos like at all in the queues, and I have run into Living End once, and I demolished them on Prisontron. Bye, Grief. Fable. Oh! Wow. That's... Yeah. Well... Oh, I forgot about that card. Wow, just 0204, huh? Yeah. Modern. I could have stuck that through and hoped that I ripped a Solitude, but at the same time, I just when you're off it, you're off it. I'm not gonna push myself through. So we played against red-black mid-range twice. I mean, this had green in it, but yeah, the bans did hurt Living End hard. Although they're still very, very powerful. Like, it's still a very powerful deck. It's just not as obnoxious as it was. Like, that for them, losing the instant speed was a big, big deal. Oh boy. We're on a 23 land deck. This is a really bad keep that you shouldn't do. Uh, we've had colossally bad luck in the last couple of games. So I'm gonna keep it and assume Esper Sentinel's finally gonna draw me a card. This is not a good idea. Don't do this. Don't do what Donnie Don't does. We're not keeping one-landers in Urza decks? Yes, we are. I absolutely just did that. So, deal with it. Damn it. Nobody wants to give me cards. Land. Any land. I don't think it's as high as 50%, but it's not zero. Also, we found someone playing black again. I really did think we were okay, thank God. Okay. It's my favorite deck from before I left for the contract. Come on. Do I need to be mana efficient? I'm gonna do this and call Field of Ruin? Favorite? You mean the unbeatably miserable matchup? What? Are you saying just because they're playing Karn? Because we do have counter magic in the main deck. And we do have creature presence. Now, they haven't cast a single spell so far, so that feels good. Yeah, that's fine. Karn and like 15 removal spells. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I'm just happy I'm not playing against what is essentially scam again. Boy, do I want to advance my mana. Well, again, I kept a hand that would have been pretty good against the previous matchups. Like, I can Kaldra and kill their Karn here if they just go Karn on 4. Obviously, they can pick up a bridge or something like that that will be very inconvenient for me. And they have a million removal spells, so they can kill my Stoneforge Mystic. But, and obviously they have a bunch of Thought Seizes, but I think the deck is still real. I think people who want to play Living End should play Living End and should feel free to play Living End. It's fine. Is it as good as it was? No, not even close. But like, that's not the limiting. Okay, this has been a whole bucket of suck here. I'm gonna try to draw a land. Cool. They have made it to 4 mana. They have made it to Karn. All right, off it. Let's go game 2. The Karn on its own wasn't the problem. It was the setup of Thoughtseize. Which, obviously, but that's not the point. This thing, probably this thing. No, not that thing. It destroys enchantments. No. Oh, this thing. Okay. Don't need Shadowspear. I'll keep a relic. Keep the Spellbomb. And I don't need portable holes pretty much at all. Sentinel can go? You do need hole for their needle. Okay. I don't... I don't need 4 though, right? They can recast it. Yeah, I mean, and also like I don't know it. Yeah, I think you just need some of everything, I guess. I don't know. I I feel like Esper Sentinel was slowing the hell out of them last time, but not that it mattered because I didn't have any. All right, so not keeping the one lander, especially when the one land is Urza Saga. Here we go. And we got the Damping Sphere. Yeah. I will keep. I think Cavern on Human stops me from playing anything important on turn 2. And also, Urza Saga, or sorry, I the only thing I can't play on turn 2 with this Cavern that I'm thinking that I care about is Thopter Foundry, which oh man, I just realized how much worse Esper Sentinel is because Orcish Bowmasters is like a big card in the format. Okay, getting back to modern Growing Pains. Because previously I was playing a lot of Prison Tron, like to just like kind of observe the format from the sidelines, and I one of the things I like about that deck is because it's very much doesn't really care about Bowmaster at all. Oh boy. Yeah. Interesting. Uh I know we have more white spells than blue spells, but typically blue is the thing you get choked on, so okay. I think you just play Urza here because they can't Fatal Push it, and anything that they do to kill it will give me a card, and the construct that it makes is relevant, although they can probably kill that too. Playing Thopter Foundry doesn't leave me enough mana. Saga. Yeah, I mean, here's my Urza. He's counterable. All right, so they're F6'd. Damnation? No, Expel. Oh. Okay. Sure. Not what I was expecting, but this card works regardless of whether or not it's tapped. Good. Sorry, I for anyone who thinks it's funny that I needed to check. I don't know what to tell you. Well, you do know that the blue-white in the cost of Thopter Sword can be blue-black. Are you aware of that? That card isn't that old, like you do. Not sure I understand ATH733. Oh, okay. We have a game win. We did it. Thanks, Candleman. Okay. Playing a Saga deck without green versus a Saga deck with green is a bloody slog deck. Because a Haywire might? Yeah. Because if their Saga pops first, then they kill your Saga. Pick your poison. Yeah, of course, of course. Little tardy of the party, Esper Sentinel? That's alright, buddy. It's alright. It's alright. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. So if they play a Karn and then they down tick it, well, I'd have to float the mana, which just looks so suspicious. I don't actually think there's. Okay. The dream is that they play Karn, I float the mana, and they're just sloppy. Okay, they didn't do anything. Great. This is not good for me. Land. Land. All right, I'll take it. Actually, this is like the best possible, right? Oh. Now we Stone Rain them? Did I miss a play? Oh, I could have Tishana the field. Sorry, I haven't played with this card before. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, didn't do that. Yeah. No, I know it's Stifle, sorta. I just think about its applications on like bigger cards, usually. I mean, I can't, I mean, I can just play the One Ring, but if they Karn, I'm doomed. If I Urza and they have removal and they Karn, I'm doomed. So, I mean, I do have... If they just keep doing nothing, though, it's like, I can't just sit here and keep doing nothing. I mean, I can, but... Stoneforge Damping Sphere is the way forward, where I kind of do the most stuff that theoretically is valuable. Okay, no, I don't. I have a Saga, but it was on chapter 1, so doing nothing, like, I don't get to use the mana. Okay. And now I don't have the Kaldra, so I'm pretty much doomed now. I mean, I can Tidebinder the Karn when they uptick on my land. No, it has to be when they liquid metal coating the land. Oh, we'll see. Okay. Should we be smart, friends? Should we be smart? Smart or risky? I mean, it all falls apart as soon as they have removal anyway, so... Yeah. Oh. They have removal. Well, you don't know that. Like, we have to try, right? I mean, we don't have to try, but I prefer trying to giving up on the spot right here. Needle the Karn. I can portable hull the liquid metal coating. I don't need to. But I guess I should in case they have an out for my needle. It stops me from immediately losing a land. Oh, this is not good. Yeah. It's a good thing I didn't have an Urza in my graveyard. Okay, let's rip a untapped land. One untapped land, please. One untapped land. Urza. Did they take all the sagas? They can't do that, can they? What the fuck? What? Oh my god. Oh. Oh my god. I assumed that card could only take creatures. Why would I? Wow. Wow. Okay. I don't, wow. What did they... Oh, they killed one of my lands? Well, if they have another, I guess, 2 removal spells, I'm doomed here. Okay. Well. Yeah. It's fine. Yeah, not a great matchup. I literally never drew a single Metallic Rebuke, so that's been a bit of a problem. Which is not always useful, but it, like, there was a bunch of times where it would have been the play, and we just never had it. So what we're seeing here is that this deck is very similar to feeling to how it was before, and there is a reason why GYY is the only person making any results with it. Green. A Noble Hierarch? All right, we might have a chance against the Noble Hierarch deck. I was planning on it, Shauna, but I glimpsed a text message that I need to check out, and I don't know what the result of that will be. So, potentially. Yes, I'm hoping to, at least for a while, Grey Merchant. How long is a while? At least 4 weeks, up to 3 months, and potentially longer, I don't know. Yeah, I think we're going to play Creativity next, because I've been doing a pretty good amount of losing. Oh, is it Green Red Eldrazi? Am I about to get Blood Mooned? That would be the best. Aloe Alchemist. Okay. Red Green Prowess stuff? Thud. Wow. Oh, it's like red green, like do a bunch of stuff and throw a big creature at you. Deck. Groundbreaker. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Am I about to take 14? You betcha. I mean, they already cast one Thud. Oh, they didn't have it. All right, all right. I mean, I guess it's time to be the bad guy. So who thinks they have a way to recur the Groundbreaker? I know they're playing red-green, potentially white, but the white Unearth brings things back tapped. So that's not really an option. What is this? Gold Vein Hydra. That's going to be a shame when I portable hole it. Oh, I drew the card I wanted to draw. Well, my Stoneforge Mystic is almost useless at this point, but... because I can't prevent a thud. So let's just bounce the Gold Vein Hydra now. If they want to do that again, they could spend all their mana. It does have haste. I guess I could just chump it with my Construct and the next turn go Kaldra with Shadowspear. Okay. So one of the cards in their hand is the Gold Vein Hydra, and the other is something that kills me? Currently taking 3. If they have a Monstrous Rage, is that what it's called? Oh. That's only one more, right? Yeah, okay. At 5. So the Hydra on its own will kill me at the moment. Because it has haste and trample. Kaldra beats that for the moment, and for only 2 mana. Now, if I want to have the Shadowspear equipped, I have to do that in a different order. Or play. So this is not a land at the moment. Nettlecyst, and I have Nettlecyst plus Kaldra here. Plus the Stoneforge Mystic. Well, no, I can't use the Stoneforge Mystic's toughness. So I have Nettlecyst plus Kaldra to try to survive this turn, and then I can equip everything to the Kaldra next turn and crash in and gain a bunch of life. I'll also Kaldra is better blocker because of first strike and lifelink. Right, but if I put it in with lifelink, they just don't attack, and I kind of end up in the same spot, right? Is that wrong? Whereas this sets me up to go Kaldra with Nettlecyst better and Shadowspear, which is going to gain me a left life. Next turn, you do the assist on an attack. Okay, I can't tell if that's any different from what I did or not, but I mean, it essentially is the same result. Okay. Yeah. Stern Scolding. 1 mana counter Groundbreaker seems okay. Solitude seems phenomenal. I think the way you did it, you could die to a pump spell. No, the Kaldra was there. The Kaldra was in play, right? If I needed the Kaldra was there and it was going to block. I wasn't planning on blocking with the Nettlecyst. I was always planning on blocking with the Kaldra. I just didn't need to put it into play until they... Yeah, okay. I just wasn't going to equip the Shadowspear to it because then they would just not attack. Which I don't know one way or another if that was something that they were planning on doing. I don't think I need Needle. Although keeping it is probably fine. Relic I probably don't need. Maybe go a Talisman and his Drum out like we did before, but I probably don't need Urza or one of the Thopter Foundries because I don't know if this is going to be about going infinite. No, Kaldra seems really good here. I mean, I guess we keep this. Let's see. See if we drop the lands we need, but it's looking good. Yeah, it hasn't been going very well, Internet Doc, but glad you're excited about it. Got absolutely slaughtered by 3 black-red mid-range decks. One of them had green in it, but essentially... Yeah, it just hasn't been very fun either, because it's like every time I resolve an Urza, it just like immediately dies, and I can't even get like a single mana activation off of it. I mean... Oof. Alright, deck, give me a land. Come on. Come on. Okay. Land? Not a land. Good card. And I don't have Springleaf Drum, so... yeah. That's fine. Not a land. And I took out my relic, so Spellbomb it is. Land? Thank God. All right. We may get there, team. Maybe. You got a lot of work to do, buddy. Come on, 23 land deck. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Oh, stop it. All right, deck. Untap land off the top. Come on. We needs it. Okay, no, we didn't need it, and this will be good enough. Don't worry. Don't worry, deck. I'm not mad at you. I'm mad with you. More Groundbreakers. Oh, a Boseiju. Okay. Well, if we draw land... So again, I'm in the market for untap land. Bam. Okay, now we're cooking. Jesse, we have to cook. Worldwalker Helm. Pithing Needle. Waterlogged Groove. It's possible I should be naming engineered explosives, but 1 or 0. Neither one of them are too bad for me. I mean, their deck definitely has the potential to just kill you, which is fun. But I think it costs them at least 4 or 5 mana to do like any like crazy kill you lines. Because like right now they have to play a creature and a pump spell and some kind of like doubling effect like Thud. And I have a 6/6 blocker, so realistically, I don't think they're getting through so easy. They have another Boseiju? No. They have a Bone Crusher Giant. Cool. I think that's game. Nice day for a white wedding. Yep. All right. All right, let's try to get a 2/3. We've been slowly improving. We've been slowly improving our outcomes. This is perhaps the best hand we've had all league. So hey, I'm fighting, all right? I'm not made of play points here. I wish I was made of play points. Opponent mulls 2/6. Okay. Okay, buddy. Listen. Samwise combo. My computer's incredibly strong. What is Samwise combo, and why are you making me not want to play it by describing it as such? Is your computer strong enough to play this? Well, I have a very powerful PC that's like kitted out for gaming nonsense, so not that I use it much for that. That was a really bad investment, but you know. Oh no. We're getting griefed. Everyone's playing swamps. Okay. It's Manufactor. I love Manufactor. Oh, right, Samwise, not Samwise. Not Samwise the Stout. Samwise the game. I forgot all about this deck. Yeah, I can play this. Do I want to today? We'll see how the next league goes, shall we? I don't know that I want to put myself through that right now. Okay, so they're on black white, like they're on sewer. I want to play this card now. No, because next turn, like, the worst that happens is I play Dothy and then I Needle afterwards and start making tokens. All right. Oh, shoot. I forgot about the rebound. I thought it's my fault. I've been distracted. Yeah, you can send me. I don't know. Hold on. Just not right now, buddy. At minimum, I'll play that tomorrow. Okay, if you can be around for it. Yeah. So I should have proactively needled there on pretty much anything. Obviously, I'm playing Stoneforge Mystic and they're playing Stoneforge Mystic, so that's, well, okay, I got a good draw there. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Oh my. Okay. Right, I see how you're feeling. Maybe we'll play game objects next. I do love game objects. I'll definitely take the 10 tickets to do it. Not that I'm trying to run a business here, but I... Okay. It's not a deck that gets easy wins. Well, I think we've had a hard time with that no matter what we've been doing, so I guess I don't want the rebukes against the all Thoughtseize deck. I do hate Collected Company, but I feel like getting some Collected Company, what do we call it? Like stream value? Opponent keeps their 7. This has lands, so... Because there's just a good chance we get our hand ripped in half here, so it's doesn't really matter if... Like, this hand will be able to play whatever we draw into, and that's... People who don't love Coco tend to do way worse than people who love it, in my experience. Yeah, I mean... If you... Law 11 has some green... Oh! Whoa! Oh, they were missing so many colors last game. Okay. So this is probably a Traxa. Okay. Okay. Well, mostly I sideboarded in a way that's not too bad for me. I do really want to play that deck, by the way. It's not as awesome as some of the other Goryo's Vengeance decks that I have played, but... Well, if I tap out here, I might get a Traxid. But on the other hand, I have nothing else to do, so... Worldwalker Helm. Tainted Indulgence, as it was called. They put the Atraxa in. Then they go Goryo's Vengeance into pitch elementals. Yeah. They did get a Solitude in there. So their hand will be one of these lands, a Solitude, probably one of the Tainted Indulgences. Not a great flip. Yeah. Flooded Strand, Solitude, Tainted Indulgence, yeah. You decked with the Atraxa deck? Wild. Ugh. Yeah, this is... Yeah, you know what? We'll stick in this for a minute, but they didn't get another Vengeance, so that feels pretty good. Yeah, okay. That's... Oh. Oh, sure. Thank you, Shauna. Woo! I mean, I guess I have an Otawara here, so if they try to do any of that nonsense again, I can bounce the creature, although bouncing it doesn't really help. So... Oh, I have a track listing for that album I worked on last year. So at some point I can play that. It's not officially released or anything, but I have access. Okay. I know they have Solitude in their hand. That is a Gristle Daddy in their graveyard. It's going to give me a map. Neat. Two X. They have two Solitudes? Grizzle. Oh, that, I mean, it doesn't, yeah. I mean, that's better for me because I'm going to have Relic of Progenitus that will... eat up both here. Or Stone of Erech. No, Relic is better. I mean, smash? The question is, should I proactively clear out their graveyard? I'm pretty sure the answer is no. Well, actually, they just pitched for Solitude. Maybe I should. Because it... They're going to flicker the Philology Archaeologist? No. No. It, like, yes, it means they could get double Vengeance and then play through. But that's also an entire turn for them to do whatever they're trying to do, and it doesn't actually win them the game. Oh, there's the second Vengeance. Hey, how's it going, JTK Torborg? I would love to make a copy of this construct, but I don't want to get blown out horribly. I don't think their deck plays any actual type of counter magic. Let's find out. Maybe post board they do. Nope. Boy, do I have a lot of mana. Uh-huh. I mean, I can see how you decked out. They're milling themselves like insanely. Yeah, I'm not sure, JK Torborg. Obviously, in this game, it's doing more work than I've ever seen it do before. Not that that is necessarily an endorsement that it's good. It's just doing stuff. They got a prismatic ending. Yeah, they can force the action now. Yeah. They go for G, Daddy. Okay. So if I go to make a copy with Worldwalker Helm and they have a Solitude, I just get blown out. How much do I actually care about this hitting me for 7? Probably not at all, right? They can already draw as many cards as they want with it, so... I am going to activate Worldwalker Helm in response to their first Grizzlebrand activation because this is the time where they're least likely to have a Solitude. Damn it. Right there, when I said I was going to do it, that's when I was supposed to do it. Okay. Oh. Oh, that's good. I forgot that Urza reduced the cost. That's good. And then I'm going to be able to Fomori Vault next turn to kind of tutor for potentially a hell of a lot. So even if they grief everything out of my hand right now. They're down to 6 cards in library. So as you mentioned, certainly a danger for that deck, Jesus. I mean, they did just draw 14 cards, right? They stacked their triggers wrong? You fool! Have you been listening to Mord? That's a joke, by the way. Mord always tries to stack his triggers correctly when it matters. But he frequently stacked his triggers wrong when it didn't matter, and I always poked fun at him for it. Oh. I got some big boys here, opponent. I sure hope you got a Supreme Verdict, because you might just be dead. Okay. 16 cards in hand still. Oh boy. Enjoy your discard step. Woo. No, the ones where you ragged don't always try, do they? I think they're the people trying the hardest, actually. Playing for those 50 play points. That's what it's all about, baby. So if I find Portable Hole and remove the Flashy Archaeologist and I attack, they have to have something. So Sentinel's free here. Essentially. And then we go 1, 2, 3. Activate Fomori Vault, discarding Talisman of Progress. I mean, I have the opportunity to go for lethal. I'm going for lethal. Kill you? What? I'll take it. We got the 2-3. All right, so fighting from the bottom of the bracket. We managed to get a 2-3. I mean, I have no notes. This deck is theoretically as good as it's ever been, and within that, it's very, very difficult to play well. There's a lot of things that can go very badly for you. Red-black decks have a strong edge, as well as red-black-green, which are both very popular decks at the moment. If you do run into Living End, a lot of them are playing like a huge amount of like Force of Vigors and things, which you could beat, but boy howdy can it be very, very difficult. So if you are interested in this deck, see if you can contact GYY, BYY, or whatever their name is. Very easy to find them by looking up Thopter Sword results in the modern format, in whichever platform you choose. For me, that's the end of this video on my YouTube channel. So if you see this, make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, check out any of my other videos you're interested in, and I will see you there.